Hi guys, this is Connie from Connie's Nails and Creative Creations. Today I'm taking part in a challenge that's called Christmas Crafting with Your Friends. Kiki from Kiki's DIYs, she has pulled together a awesome group of crafters for this challenge, so let's get right into it. Okay, a few days ago, I went to the thrift store and I found this little metal sleigh. It's gold and it has some glitter on it. And these are all the items that I'm going to be using: foam, some felt, and I'm going to be using some floral. Here I am cutting two little strips to go across the bottom. This is going to be on my kitchen or my dining room table that I made, and I don't want the metal to scratch it up. So I'm just putting these little tiny strips of felt across the edge of the blades of this sleigh so that it doesn't scratch my table up. Now I'm just going to use hot glue and glue those on so that so it's something soft. Now that that is all done, I grabbed the foam. It's the foam from the Dollar Tree, and I didn't even take it out of the package because the sleigh doesn't have a solid bottom, so I didn't want it just falling off onto the table. So I just left it in the plastic and glued it together so it won't open. And right now I'm just gluing, putting glue down on the bottom two of the rungs, and I'm just going to slice that in so that it will stick into the sleigh. I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm going to put some more glue on the bottom. Okay, I grabbed a bunch of floral. I ended up adding more to it. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to be using, so I'm not a florist, but I just add flowers till I think it's beautiful and call it good. So here I am, I'm going to start pushing these flowers right through that plastic and just working at it until it looks pleasing to the eye and just really pretty. And here I am. I'm just finishing up the floral, just looking at it and adding in till it looks really nice and full and just beautiful. I hope you guys really liked this project. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't wait to get it on my table. Now I want to tell you, last Friday, I took part in Heidi Sombel's Christmas Friend Friday Hop. I will leave the link to my video so you can go through and watch that hop. I really enjoyed doing it. In the hop, we gave away $375 in a giveaway. The winners get $75 Target, $150 Amazon, and $150 Walmart gift cards. To enter, all you have to do is go watch all the videos, comment all of them, and then you will have a chance to win. I hope you enjoy that. Now back to this. Okay, this is a little cloche that I found at the thrift store. It was in kind of bad shape, but it was just plastic, so I had a hard time getting that sticker off, but I finally got it off. It, like I said, there's lots of scratches on that cloche, but I just loved the detail of it, so I just really enjoyed doing it. Okay, I took the base. Now that base, it's two-sided, and that was really rough, so I was going to leave it like that. I just wanted to take any bumps off. And I flipped it over, and I'm using my white chalk paint that I make. Now that is 2 parts paint to 1 part chalk that I grind up to a powder, and it's smooth, and it's just a beautiful paint, and it dries extremely fast. So I am giving this, ended up giving it 3 coats because this wood was really dry and it was soaking it up. So I had to put 3 coats to get a complete full coverage on this. And I'm trying to make sure I get it down in the groove and completely all over that base. Or the holder, so that it would be a solid coat on there. Now, when I was done, I took Mod Podge and I completely covered that base. I didn't want any chances of the paint chipping or cracking, so by doing the Mod Podge, it sealed it in. I use that a lot in a lot of different projects because I really like it closed in. And now I'm doing the little holder for the top of the cloche as well, so that by touching it and stuff, it wasn't gonna chip off and anything like that. Once I get that completely dry, I grabbed this felt and I just hot glued the felt onto the bottom, because this is going on my nice wood coffee table and I don't want it scratching it because it's really rough. So I glued that on there, and then I just used my scissors and just trimmed around. I wasn't too careful because you're not going to see it anyway. I just made sure none of it was sticking out past the edge so that it is a nice soft base to sit on the coffee table. Then, once I am done with that, I grab a Christmas pick from Dollar General, and then I grab that little bird from the Dollar Tree, and then I have just some other pine picks from a grab bag that I got at the thrift store, and I just arrange it on there till it looks really nice and pleasing. I love these cloches, and I love the fact that it wasn't super small or way too big. So once I get it, I grab the whole thing and lift it up and put my glue gun down, and then I just start gluing around to make sure that it was all glued in, it's all puffed up, and I move the pine so that I can put the cloche on there. Now I'm cleaning that, and that's a solution that's just water, vinegar, and a little bit of soap. Now I'm taking a burlap ribbon from the Dollar General, and I'm just putting it around the little holder there just to seal it up to make it look really nice. And then I grabbed that red and white gingham ribbon, and I tried to make the bow, didn't work. I tried again. It is a shoestring bow. I love them. They're just so sweet and cute, and you don't have to worry about how big they are. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to trim the tails, and then I'm going to glue it right onto that burlap. And then I put the top on, and I go ahead and I just glue all the way around it. And then I'm going to grab some burlap, or not burlap, jute, and I'm just gluing it all around so that it seals up the rest of it, making sure that it's hiding all that glue. And I really like this project. I really hope you guys like it too, and you guys have a great day. Or actually, let's keep watching the video. Let's go to the next one. So this is, I got these gift bags. They're burlap material from the Dollar General, and I go ahead and I undo them, and then I'm going to take them apart. I turn that wrong side out, and I just use my X-Acto knife and cut the threads because they're really big stitches, so it was really easy to just take it completely apart. And it was pretty stable material, so I was really glad. Now I grabbed a piece of foam core, and I'm just gluing the back, or the other bag, which is the snowflakes, to the sides. And then I'm going to grab the front of the Let It Snow bag, and I'm going to glue it right there in the center so that it's showcased in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to place it there. Now I'm not too worried about those folds because I'm going to hide that in just a moment. So I'm just going to glue that down and make sure it's secure. Now, if you are new to my channel, please go and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. If you hit it twice, or 3 times, or you've hit it and the drop down menu is there. If you hit the one for always, you will always be notified every time I put a video on YouTube. Also, give me a great big thumbs up. That helps my channel as well. Now, I grabbed a smaller piece of foam core, and I'm going to cut out 4 strips. They are 1 inch wide, and I have 2 longer strips and then 2 shorter strips. And I'm just being really careful not to tear the paper that's on the outside of the foam. And once I done with that, I grab my red, and I'm being careful. If you put too much paint on foam core, it will bow up, and this does a little bit, but by the end, and I'm putting the second coat, it pretty much flattened out, so that was good. Okay, so now I'm just putting those where I'm going to need them. I put the top and bottom first, and I'm just hot gluing that on, and I'm holding it down long enough for the glue to take hold. Then I'm going to grab those smaller ones, and I'm going to measure, because they're a little bit longer than what I needed. So I'm going to measure them and trim off any excess. And I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife the same way I cut it originally. And then once I get that done, I'm just going to glue those in. Okay, I'm finished with that. Now let's get to the bow making. This is a bow machine that I made on my video that I put up a week or so ago about bow making. And I've got these two ribbons. They're both from Dollar General. One is a plain burlap and one is a red burlap with a lace in the middle. And let's make this bow. Okay, so I grabbed the red and I measure out as long as I want for the tails, and I go ahead and just cut that. And I put it down the center and I pinch it. And then I'm going to grab the red, and what you do with this bow maker is you slide it down, you twist it so that the outside of the ribbon is on the outside. So each time you put the ribbon down those two dowels, you twist your ribbon. Now that's going to do two things. One, it's going to put the outside of the ribbon on the outside. Two, it's going to make it thick in the middle. That's going to help your bow poof out more because you've got a little bit more thickness, so you can pull your loops further apart and they're not trying to go back together because there's room for it to just be a bow. Now, I did 5 inches for 2 loops on both sides, so a total of 4, and then I do that again, but only 4 inches, 2 loops on both sides. So what you're going to end up with the red, you're going to end up with 8 loops, 4 on each side. Then I'm going to grab the burlap, and I am going to cut a piece for the tail first. Then I'm going to start the same thing, and I twist this. Even though it's same on both sides, I still twist it to give it that thickness. And this is going to be, I think I did 3 inches on both sides, and I did 2 loops for both sides. And then what I'm going to do is, unless I did, nope, you know what? Let's see. I might have done 3 on both sides. I can't remember. No, I just did 2. And then I'm doing 1 tiny little loop. Now that loop is going to be the center. So I went ahead and cut that off. And then I'm going to grab the whole thing, and I realized I wanted the burlap tails between the red. So I put that in, pinched it, put the red, grabbed my floral wire, and I just really cinched that down, twisting it. I use my needle nose pliers to get it really, really tight, because you don't want anything loosening in your bow. Now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to start puffing up all my loops once I get it all nice and tight. Okay, now that I've got that all nice and tight, I'm going to trim the tails, and I'm going to do a dovetail, you fold the ribbon and you cut from the outside of the ribbon to the inside on an angle upwards. Here I am, I went ahead and I puffed up the bow first, and I'm just puffing, splitting, pulling it apart so that you get this beautiful, huge ribbon, or bow actually. So I'm just working at it so I get it exactly the way that I want this bow to look, and I'm trimming those ends where the red and the regular burlap ended. I didn't want those ends, little ends sticking out. So I am just spreading, puffing. Now I'm going to cut the dovetails. You cut from on a diagonal towards the ribbon upwards so you get that dovetail. And if you guys ever wondered why it's called a dovetail, if you've ever seen a dove, that's what the end of their tails look like. We used to breed doves, and that's exactly what it looks like. Okay, now I'm going to grab my sign, and I'm going to use, first I'm going to put the jute on the back of the sign, and I'm gluing it and using a little piece of that felt to get it and to secure it so it won't go anywhere. Once I have that completely secure, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add that bow. Now I tried hot gluing it first. It wasn't having any of it. It didn't really want to stick. So then I grab my Gorilla super glue, and I'm going to put it in there and get it nice and secure. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and please don't forget to go over to that Friend Friday Hop and check it out. It's amazing. Also, don't forget to go down to the description box. Kiki DIYs, her link is in my description box as well, so that you can go to the playlist, check all these out. They're awesome. You guys have a great day, and God bless.